You're watching the Bucs Bonus Pregame Show on News Channel 8, your official Bucs station.
You are looking live at the field at Raymond James Stadium, and I think that's Clyde Christensen talking with his former quarterback, Sean King. And Sean had a chance to play golf this weekend with Lawrence Taylor and Rondé Barber and me. They allowed me to go out there. Those guys can play. I can't. All right, there are some great skill players in this game, to be sure. You talk about the two great quarterbacks, Brad Johnson and Peyton Manning, and the great receivers in this game, Keenan, Keyshawn, and Marvin Harrison, but they will not be able to do anything if their team doesn't win the war up front. So let's go into trenches right now with Booger McFarland and our own Ian Beckles.
We're back with In the Trenches, Ian Beckles and Booger McFarland here. Booger, how you feeling after the bye week?
Hey, feel great after the bye week. Got a chance to get some golfing in, relax, come back mentally ready and physically ready and ready to go.
You allowed to tell us what you shot?
No, it's confidential.
It's confidential.
The rule of confidentiality applies to this statement.
That's understandable. You had a big game this week, obviously. Tony Dungy and the Colts coming to town. Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah, they actually look very impressive. You know, you got to get your hats off to TD, and he's got those guys playing well. And hey, it's going to be a big challenge for us.
So what do you think about Tony Dungy? I know you broke in the league with Tony Dungy. What do you think about him?
I'm always a little partial to Tony because Tony, you know, is the coach that drafted me and gave me a chance. Some people said I was a little small, said I was this, said I was that. But him and Rod Marinelli brought me in, and he'll always have a good place in my heart.
Okay, this is a part of In the Trenches where we're going to show you different aspects of offensive line and defensive line play. And a lot of people think that offensive and defensive linemen are just big fat guys bouncing into each other, but there's a lot of things going on inside the scenes. And Booger's going to show us a couple defensive line moves. First of all, Booger, people hear the swim move. Explain to me what a swim move is. I'm the offensive guard, obviously. Show me what a swim move is.
Basically, you know, what a swim move is that if I'm rushing the guard and I go to make a move on the guard and the guard has me here, and it's going to be tough for me to come up under here. So what I'm going to do is knock his hand down and come over, swimming over the arm and stepping through and getting by him. And that's the kind of the basis of a swim move. You got another move that we call it a rip. And basically, it's the same thing. Instead, we're doing it in reverse. Instead of coming here, coming over, now we're going to come here and rip through, stepping through. That's probably the most effective way to do it, especially for short guys like me. And then for the big, powerful guys, you got what you call bull rush, where you may set here, fake the rip, get him to kind of square up a little bit on his balance, and once he squares up, then you just go right down his chest, wanting to get up under him and drive through. And so those are your three basic moves: you swim, you rip, and then your power rush or your bull rush.
Well, as an offensive lineman, with the swim move, the worst thing you could do is lean. That's how you give up those quick sacks. With the rip move, that's usually effective against offensive linemen who don't have great lateral movement. And that bull rush is just kind of a change of pace to make sure the offensive linemen aren't kind of sitting back on their heels. So there's a lot of things going on within the trenches. And this is In the Trenches with Ian Beckles and Booger McFarland.
All right, thanks, guys. A lot of beef there, Coach. Our beef correspondent. All right, Coach Graber is back with us. And, Coach, the game within the game tonight will be Peyton Manning at the line, audibling, and that very intelligent Bucs defense with John Lynch and Derek Brooks checking out of certain defenses. You've broken that down on the telestrator for us.
You hit the key word, intelligent defense.
Yeah.
That allows the Bucs to do some things that most teams can't do. Peyton Manning audibles more than any quarterback in the NFL. The Bucs have some options in front of them of what they can do, and we're going to take a look at that right now. Now, Peyton Manning and Colts offensive coordinator Tom Moore have been together for a long time. Peyton Manning really has a great understanding of this offense and does a great job of audibling and checking, and he does it all the time. And you're going to see the safety here, the corner come down and show the blitz and stop. And here comes the safety up on the tight end. Now, that is a blitz look. That's the old Bears package is all it is, with the nickel coming off of the corner. And watch him audible. Just watch him move around and make this audible. He recognizes it. He sees it. He changes the play entirely. He switches to a totally different running play for the whole front. They're all communicating back and forth. And here comes the play. Unfortunately, they don't execute the play properly. But the point is, Manning is very, very good at audibilizing on the line of scrimmage. Now, let's take a look at that same play on the end zone, and I'm going to show you why it didn't work. Remember the penetration word? Here it is again. Penetration, the same thing that kills all running plays, and that does not allow the backside guard to get through, and the play is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. He checked to the right play Unfortunately, for the Colts, they did not execute that play. That's the reason it was not successful.
All right, Coach, so it's not always about audibling. You still got to execute, too.
Well, you really do. And, you know, most of the checks have to do with 8-man front, you know, cover 2, all those things like that. The disguise all comes into it. I think there's a little danger if the Bucs get too tricky with their defensive audibles, they could trick themselves, and that's the worst thing.
Stop playing football.
That's exactly right.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. Good
Thank
stuff
you,
right
JP.
there. All right, we've got much more ahead. Coming up next, Dave Reynolds tells us how Keenan McCardell is helping to save lives in the Tampa Bay community. And in our 2-minute drill, we'll find out what Bucs linebacker Nate Webster and George Foreman have in common. That'll be some interesting stuff, and the Gladiator as well. Here's a live shot right there. Simeon Rice and some of the guys getting all lathered up, get a nice sweat in before they get set for the 9 o'clock kickoff. Stay with us. We'll be right back.